A charity which supplies donated breast milk to hospitals to help feed premature babies is appealing for more breastfeeding mums across the Midlands to become donors.
The Human Milk Foundation says demand has risen by more than 100% in the last year, partly due to new medical guidance recommending its use and research showing its positive well-being effect on all families. Emily Knight reports.
Louise Harrison from Wellesbourne in Warwickshire having some family playtime at home with her son Toby and 3-year-old daughter Edith. Louise has been able to successfully breastfeed both her children and decided to become a milk donor 5 months ago to help other families.
Just hearing that some children aren't able to receive breast milk if they're poorly or intensive care, or if their mums aren't able to breastfeed them. So it was just something that I thought I'd be able to do. It's a bit like giving blood. I had to fill in a questionnaire and then had to have some blood tests done.
2 litres of donor breast milk is being collected by the charity Blood Bikes. These volunteer riders are more known for delivering blood products, but they also regularly deliver donor breast milk. They're on call outside of NHS daytime operating hours, ready to pick up donor milk and take it to be stored safely. So once the donor milk arrives at one of a network of milk hubs like this one, it's stored in a freezer. It's then ready to be taken to a centralised milk bank where it's pasteurised and tested. It's then brought back to the milk hub, ready to be stored once again in a freezer to be then sent out to hospitals.
And when mums are not able to express their own breast milk, then using donor breast milk allows them to be able to provide their baby with the protective factors that breast milk can give to premature babies, and allow mum time without the stress and the worry that she's not managing to provide for her baby.
It's this stress and worry that Nasari John has seen herself while expressing milk for her baby son Emmanuel in hospital.
I have met other mums when in hospital who didn't have milk, and they felt quite down with that and they wanted to use the donor milk. If there is an option, I would like to donate the milk.
And the milk on offer has been vital for first-time mum Chloe Barker. The early arrival of baby Nova meant Chloe's breast milk wasn't ready, so she was given the option of donor milk until she was able to express her own.
The first couple of days that she was here, obviously my milk wasn't in because she was so early, so we opted to have the donor breast milk instead of the formula.
An option that Chloe says was amazing in those first few days after Nova's birth. She's now just a few weeks old and feeding well, and Chloe is enjoying precious cuddle time whenever she can. Emily Knight, ITV News.
Earlier, I spoke to Gillian Weaver from the Human Milk Foundation to find out more about the recruitment drive to improve donor milk supplies. I began by asking her how well milk bank services are covered across the Midlands.
Well, there are great services in the West Midlands, but the demand for donor milk is increasing, and in order to meet that demand, more donors are always needed.
And there'll be many people who may well have safety concerns about the idea of donated breast milk. What would you say to them?
Well, first of all, I think that's a very natural concern to have if you don't know about milk banks and how they operate. But anyone can be reassured because, well, firstly, there's national guidance, and secondly, donors are very carefully recruited. They're not able to donate if they smoke, but also some medications rule out being able to donate. However, they then go on to have blood tests similar to the blood test done when someone becomes a blood donor, and the milk is all tested microbiologically and it's heat treated. So a whole raft of safety elements within the milk banking process.
Just remind us, Gillian, how valuable that breast milk is.
It's really valuable. It's valuable to the babies at a time when, if their mothers aren't able to provide enough or indeed any of their own milk, then to ensure that babies can still get those very, very special protective elements as well as the great nutrition in human milk, it makes a big difference to the babies. But it can also be really reassuring for the mothers who may be very stressed, particularly if their babies have been born very early or are very sick in hospital, and to know that their babies can still have human milk whilst they're establishing and developing their own milk supply, which can take a little bit of time, particularly when babies are born early. So it can be really valuable. And then for the whole family as well, it takes a bit of pressure off. And it's, I think, for families that are desperate for their babies to have breast milk, makes a real difference.
So if there are some mums watching this and they want to become a breast milk donor, Gillian, what should they do?
Well, what we're asking people to do today is to email the Hearts Milk Bank, and that's Hearts with an A in it, so like a beating heart, at info@heartsmilkbank.org. Leave their telephone number and their name, and someone from the Hearts Milk Bank will contact them. If they are closer to another milk bank, then they'll be put in touch with their closest milk bank that will accept them.
We'll leave it there. Gillian, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Samina.